Hey, beautiful Geminis, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're all doing amazing, Gemini. Thank you. So let's get straight to your messages and see what the universe wants you to know. Your path. Help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. Finding your way. This is when you offer everything through the divine with detachment. You begin a love affair with spirit. Extraordinary. There's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. Inner child. Allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. Let me attend to the deepest needs and feelings. Worth. You've been worthy all along to belong to love, all along, without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. So it's like you gotta love that little inner child. That's what it's telling you to do. Give compassion and love to that little one. This is your inner child healing, bringing you blessings. You were loved all along. You were worthy of love all along. You're extraordinary and you deserve to be honored. But it is giving compassion to your inner child. Let's go. Gemini. Worthy. You're unique. There's no question about it. In fact, you are love itself. You have been worthy of love all along. It's gotta heal. Some healing gotta take place here. There could have been some kind of rejection or feeling ignored or rejected somehow. Somebody needs to let the divine heal them. Some kind of closure or somebody needs to give love to their inner child seriously here. Comfort, compassion. Somebody is very stressed out. I don't know if this is like someone is like stressed right out. I don't know. anxiety, panic attacks, stuff like that. Somebody needs to heal their inner child and give compassion to that inner child. This could be trauma. Somebody's inner child needs a healing, needs to be nurtured. Strength to forgive. With the strength to forgive. You've been worthy all along. In fact, you're love itself. So somebody may not have felt worthy, or you yourself may not have felt worthy. This is healing and giving love and compassion to that inner child. And loving yourself on all levels, because there's some wounding. It's keeping someone stuck. They gotta heal these wounds. Oh, jeez. Someone's past is haunting them, I'm telling you. Somebody could have lived like, somebody could have grown up with like violence in the home or abuse, neglect. I don't know. Someone needs to heal them. They better start loving their inner child because it's affecting their life. Like, not healing from these wounds will affect the remainder of their life. What if you take the time to give compassion to whatever needs to be healed and love that inner child enough? Like, realize you were worthy all along. Like, in fact, your love itself. Who wouldn't love a precious child? If someone suffers from anxiety, this could be trauma and forming like trauma bonds because of childhood wounds. Could be a pattern of bad relationships, Like trauma bonds, where you relate to somebody and you fall in love with somebody because of childhood trauma, but it's actually not healing. It's not healing. Similarities don't heal. What heals is taking the time out of your life to go within and give affection and love to that child and release them from trauma. This is a lot of people do that. They feel inclined or drawn into relationships which are similar, but what ends up happening, you end up triggering each other. So, like, one person grew up, say, for example, abandoned or neglected, and then they choose somebody who is going to bring that to the surface. Like, it's triggering and mirroring, like, it's bringing up to the surface those wounds. Like, if the childhood wound was a fear, say, of being abandoned or a fear of being rejected, you choose partners who reject you, who abandon you. It's weird how it works. It's weird until you know your own value and worth. You keep finding people that mirror that trauma. That's what's going on here. This is trauma being mirrored. So say for instance, you grew up in a violent home or an abusive home, this is only an example, then you're inclined to get involved in relationships that are that type. It's to mirror what needs to be healed. It's like a trigger that rises to the surface to expose what it is that needs to be healed. And that's what's going on. That's what trauma bonds are about. To bring to the surface what needs to be healed. So if somebody, for example, grew up in a violent household, then they're inclined to like be with violent partners. It's like repeating a cycle until it's healed. Those fears, those traumas, those things that all really that child just wants to be loved. And it needs to happen. You can't have a healthy relationship until those things are healed, because you will keep finding your mirror. You will keep finding relationships and being drawn to people that trigger that healing in you. Like, it's better to come from a healed space, okay? So you don't repeat cycles and you don't repeat patterns. And it's weird how it ends up happening, how you end up breaking up. It's like the worst fear. Like, say you were abandoned or neglected, you choose a partner who abandons you because it's like that inner child wants to be healed. And so maybe you couldn't handle that as a child, but you can as an adult. You can heal that child. You can heal that child. You're an adult now, and you have full right to be loved and to be whole. And that's the path we're all on. It's a healing journey. And it's like, this is what's going on. It's childhood traumas. Now, there could be some defensiveness or something going on. I'm not saying it's you that needs a healing. And it could be Gemini or someone around you. You keep choosing partners that need some kind of healing. And it's like, it gives all kinds of issues. It leads to all kinds of issues: control issues, power struggles, cheating, lying, running, all kinds of things, man. That's what's going on here. It is. You've been worthy to belong, to love all along without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. You don't need to prove nothing to nobody except that inner child. It's like you want to rescue someone, Gemini, go rescue that inner child. That's the root chakra. That's where it all starts. Every one of us, we're no exceptions. It's like you got to go back now and you got to stick up for that inner child and say, I will not allow you to treat me that way. You're an adult now. You could kick butt. You could literally kick their butt. Okay? So you've been worthy all along. And people can tell us that, but we need to believe that. People can tell us we're worthy of love. I can tell you that, which I am, but we need to believe it. It's that inner child that needs to know you are not going to allow anyone to harm that inner child again. It is that simple. And until that portion of your life has been healed, you will repeat lessons. We all do. It took me so many years to figure that out. It's hideous. Nobody ever explained it to me until maybe about 10 years ago. Seriously, nobody ever explained that to me. And yeah, I had to learn to protect myself. I had to learn that I was valuable and that I was worthy. We all have been there, every one of us in some different way, shape, or form. And it's almost like, no, I'm an adult now. I could kick your arse. I've been worthy all along. It's just other people that you meet kept triggering those wounds. You know what I'm saying? So if your worst fear is like being left alone or abandoned or rejected, you're going to attract a partner who likely is going to do that. It's weird how it works. But the thing is, you trigger each other. So that's what a trauma bond is. I'm sorry, but it is. You know, you have a lot of similarities. This person grew up this way, you grew up this way. Uh, but you're reflecting each other's wounds. That's what's going on here. It's doing the inner work. It has to be done. It's not out there. There's nothing out there There's nothing out there that is going to fulfill anybody. It's in here. You can get a different partner, but chances are you will get the same type of partner in just a different form. It's like you can look for greener grass, you can look for something better, but don't be surprised you end up with the same type because that inner child is going to attract the same type of person, same kind of relationship until that inner work is done. There's nothing out there that can fulfill anybody until they are fulfilled themselves. It's not in it out there. It's not in a relationship. It's when you come from a healed space. Now you're ready for a real relationship. When you got all that stuff gone. Now, I don't know if it's you or your person, but obviously you've attracted a person who you're triggering each other's wounds. I'm telling you, you are. It's just better to do the work, the inner work, not the outer work, the inner work. I told you. It will lead to heartbreak. And somebody, somebody is, I don't know. There's some healing work to be done here. I'm telling you, it's healing work. And we're going to keep messing up our lives until it's done. It's like if you felt like unworthy, for example, if you felt unworthy growing up, or you could never please this person or that person, that does some very deep scarring to a person's heart and soul. And it changes us who we are for our adult lives. Now, I'm not saying our parents did the best that they could do with what they had to work with and who they were at the time and yada yada. They probably had their own stuff to heal, as would all people do. However, to change that, to stop those cycles, to stop those patterns, that's where it's at. And that's what needs to be done. Even if it takes step by step a long time. Ooh. Ah, man. It's a self fulfilling prophecy. It's a self fulfilling prophecy. It's like that's what's been going on here. This is a trauma bond. We are attracting partners that bring to the surface what needs to be healed in us and in them. So it's triggering each other. Knowing our own worth and our own value. It takes a while, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen overnight. It's a long journey. It's a long journey. But it's an inner journey. You will never find anyone out there that will fulfill you completely until you're whole inside your soul. You will have people that fulfill you temporarily or to the best of their ability, but to feel completely whole starts on the inside. It's not out there. Someone is longing for wholeness. Somebody is searching for the right person and only finding that it's another failed relationship or that's what needs healed. Inner self first and foremost at all times. And someone's being divinely guided to do so. Oh boy. I ain't even bringing that up, Source. That ain't happening. Somebody's just been carrying around this burden, carrying around this weight. You know what I mean? And it's like it becomes heavier and heavier, heavier. And we're meant to be free. We're meant to be free. It's like telling that inner child, you don't have to carry that luggage anymore. You don't have to carry that. Here, let me help you. It's helping yourself. I don't know. This is about forgiveness. It is. It's about forgiving. And forgiveness is for self. It is not for the other person. It's for self. I can't, like, I'm nobody's I'm nobody's professional here, but that's what the tarot is saying. Because you really are a blessing. You're extraordinary. Know your worth. Surrender. Detachment. You finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire or person. Ironically, that is when it's fulfilled. When you completely detach. It's freedom. Freeing yourselves and detaching, letting it go. Letting it go and forgiving. That's a true offering. Takes what can be on a unbearable cross and returns it to love. You've got a spirit guide around you that is trying to guide you and is trying to heal you. It's surrendering, allowing the forgiveness to come in, and releasing it, letting it go, so that it does not control your life. Take care,